Hello, lovelies. Hello, family. This is Kimberly Purpose, and welcome to my channel. I have some disturbing news to share with you all. It's a little sad, but I found out about this. It's sort of late finding out. Everything took place in September, but I found this article. I'm gonna go over a couple of articles with you all. This one is about Lucia. The remains that were found in Brazil were destroyed. According to this article, this, we finally found some history that points us here in the Americas, and then a fire. It just so happened the fire just took, burned up the artifacts. Knowing a lot about indigenous artifacts, some of them even from Africa. But anyway, it says here the National Museum fire in Brazil. This is published in the Irish Humanities Alliance publication, and it was published, I believe, in September. It says here, this is a lengthy article. I'm gonna just skim through it, with you all, maybe the first few paragraphs. It says here the destruction of 20 million specimens and artifacts in the fire that engulfed the National Museum in Rio de Janeiro on the night of September 2nd devastated not only knowledge that has been accumulated in the past, but also knowledge that could have been acquired in the future. See? For the museum's superb archaeological, ethnographic, and anthropological collections offered incalculable chances to learn more about our cultural human heritage. I just find this very sad and disturbing that it just seems like no matter what we find about our history, someone has to destroy it. It's really, really disturbing. It's like they don't want the truth to come out. I'm assuming, I'm not sure what happened, but it's just weird how everything throughout history, we have some type of knowledge about our heritage. It's always getting destroyed by someone. Like, you think about in Egypt, Alexander the Great destroyed the Great Library of Alexander. That was destroyed. All the indigenous artifacts that here in the Americas, proof that was found in courthouses that shows that we're indigenous here have been miraculously destroyed. And I just find this to be too coincidental. It's like more and more people are spreading the knowledge of Lucia, and all of a sudden it just so happened a fire just took place. I just feel like, no, I just think it's too coincidental. But I'm gonna read on. If they probably saying that it's an accident, but I don't think so. I think it was done intentional because we were getting too close to the truth. And certain grays, the grays elite, don't want the truth to come out. So what better ways to destroy it? Because they want to keep chaos going. They want to make sure that the truth never be known, because they want to stay here and hoard the wealth and the riches and the resources on this planet. That's the bottom line. But let's continue. It says the former residence of the Brazilian royal family, the 200-year-old palace, stood out in the hill of heart of magnificent park of Sei Chitabo. Museum is but an umbrella for several departments, graduate programs, laboratories, libraries, archives, and exhibits areas belonging to the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. Except for some natural historical collections stored in an adjacent building, the museum archives have been almost entirely destroyed. Yeah, intentionally, it seems like. This was by design, and I would not be surprised it was by a certain elite group. I would not be surprised. But it says here, the former residence of the Brazilian royal family, the 200-year-old palace, stood out on the hill in the heart of magnificent part of Sei Chitabo. Museum is but an umbrella of several departments. Did I just read this, y'all? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Let's draw down. It says the event has quickly become an emblem of Brazil's increasing potential Failure. Students were the first to call for police act on the morning protest, taking the overlapping meaning of the morning and fighting the Portuguese. Luto as a motto, they gathered protesters in front of the museum and in downtown Rio before several hours have elapsed. Yeah, 24 hours relapsed. They took their sweet time. Why did it take so long to? It's like they took forever to get there. Why did it take so long to get there? 24 hours really has elapsed. Wow. It says before downtown Rio before 24 hours elapsed. Just disturbing. It says here, I heard about the fire right after it started and witnessed online the firefighters struggling to get hold of necessary yet unavailable means to put out the fire. As I watched the flames take hold of the building, numerous items flooded my memories. Lucia's 12,000-old skull. Yep, that's the main one that points us here in the Americas. How great to destroy the building that came. Building that's been there for 200 years, all of a sudden just burned down when people are starting, American Aborigines are starting to find out who they are. Yeah, this just destroyed. Great. That's what I see. Gorgeous indigenous featherworks masks, unique 19th century engravings, recordings of indigenous languages long extinct. See, we'll never. These are things that's irreplaceable. Photographs and films of 20th century ethnographic expeditions. The 16th century armor exchange between the French and their Tupinamba allies. Whoa. See, this is really disturbing. And it says, on Monday morning, I drove to the university campus where I teach, struggling to contemplate how to teach my English literature class while listening to a broadcast of the incalculable loss. Many sleepless colleagues arrived earlier than usual. Some were so appalled that they could barely speak. Others showed indignation of catastrophe bound to happen. Others still confessed they had no idea of the magnitude of the treasure kept in the National Museum. Perplexed, students insist that class should be canceled. During the night and early in the morning, students, faculty, friends, and neighbors had kept vigil in front of the museum. See? And this article is not mentioning how this actually started, but it's really disgusting and appalling, and it's just, I pinpointed two Grays, elite, who have done this because they are notorious for destroying artifacts of indigenous people to keep the status quo and try to put themselves as being the original people when they weren't. And these, or they might have went in and stole the knowledge, the information for themselves and just destroyed it and made it look like it was destroyed. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened too. But yeah. And then it says that the students' action to mobilize citizens to show their collective indignation was spreading effectively on social media. It is hard to remain indifferent to their call. Only because I had attended the funeral of long-lived friends, and then I head for the vigil at the front of the museum. Somehow the collection with mourning yet expected the end of the individual's fulfilled life exposed shocking the disappearance of an institution designed to outlast time. Obviously it wasn't. It destroyed priceless artifacts that pinpoint a melanated race of people being here first. Later that afternoon, I rushed, and that was by design because they want to put Caucasians and everybody else as first. No, that's what I see the Grays as being indigenous and everybody not being here and just having to, hoarding resources and trying to put themselves on top. Well, I'm praying that none of this backfires because it just doesn't make no sense. The evidence is quite clear, throughout history that everything that's pertaining to us, to indigenous aborigines, have always been destroyed. And the only race of people that tends to do that is them, they're the gray elites. Wow. And so thousands of people linked into the university gathered at the square listening to activists and politicians. The choir quickly ignited the political campaign. Who cares about the political campaign? The point is, and treasured artifacts are gone forever. You can't replace those. you know. And it says the fire quickly ignited the political campaign candidates running in the year's election. It's no, that's just disgusting. Nobody want to hear about no politics. What I want to know, how did this fire take place? I could care less about the politician. Well, at least I don't live there, but I would like to know more what happened to this fire and why, they used the precious artifacts as a platform for political gain. It's really disgusting. In no time, the tragedy became the final verdict against the government. See? In no time, the tragedy became the final verdict against the government of the city, the state, the National Federation. Most passionate activists blamed the disaster on the relicarious fascists. Many assumed that the fire was the outcome of deliberate plan to erase Brazilian collective memory. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was done intentionally because they want to put the gray elites up there and they want to act like that they were the first ones there when they weren't. And what better ways to destroy artifacts, And that's why you can see the racist, the evil deeds that these people go through just to put themselves on top when they know that this is not their land. And it says here, this about this, but this was asked about past. We have been thrown back to our bleaker colonial condition. I headed home. Exactly. Pretty much, this is all about colonization. Destroy the history of the original people and putting your fake history on top. Because everybody know Europeans were not there first. And maybe they won't understand until somebody destroy theirs. So they can see what it feels like to have their precious heritage destroyed. This is really disgusting. But I'm gonna stop here, you guys, with this video because I've been having a hard time with the my internet staying on. But I'm gonna go down to the bottom here. We're gonna skip on down. It says here a horrific archival loss on a scale that has not occurred since the Second World War. For me, it brought me to mind of Berlin. In Brazil, there has been little debate about the future of the building. The anthropologist Aduro Vieiras de Castro suggests it should be kept a ruin that preserves in the future the history of its own destruction. His ideas should have taken seriously into consideration. The loss is incalculable and cannot be recuperated. The empty facade will be kept in powerful presence of the past and the future as we dissipate. But I also think of the initiatives, even if Ella Wooper should be made widely known, for as she's beautifully said, the task is in hand. Is not only the reconstruction of archives, but also of ourselves. Well, and that's just the end. I'm going to put a link to this particular video. I'm very disturbed by this whole thing. Very disappointed. Luckily, we got pictures, and the documentary video footage of them testing the remains of Lucia, but it still does not bring back the ancient American Aboriginal findings of the ancient bones of this particular this particular artifact. You can't bring it back. It's gone forever. So tell me what you guys think. This is a sad story. I hate to have to share it with you guys that the museum and the National Museum of Brazil has burnt down, and I just feel like it was done intentionally because they were getting upset because a lot of these pictures of Lucia was being published, and they want to keep the status quo, Grays being the top and being there first when they weren't. The pale race was never first. They just need to accept that, and then accept that the melanated race was here globally. But with them hoarding the evidence and destroying it, that is definitely a problem. Very criminal, evil. But please like this video, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave your comments below. I would like to see what you all think. Until next time, family. Peace. Love and peace. Bye bye.